Salarah Starre is a UK-based advanced law of attraction teacher trainer, coach, public speaker, and leading wellness expert. She will share life-changing wisdom about the law of attraction and how you can use this powerful universal law to build a foundation for bigger and bolder manifesting results. It is time to create the life you deserve, and with Salarah's help, you will.
And a very, very warm welcome to Manifesting Made Easy with myself, Salarah Starre. Once again, an absolute pleasure and delight to be with you. I have just come off a weekend retreat where I've been running a Louise Hay You Can Heal Your Life weekend intensive with a very, very dear friend of mine. And my heart is so wide open right now. The connection, the deep sense of love, the bonds, the healing, the peeling away of the layers, the laughing, the crying. It was just absolutely beautiful to witness and so important on our journey of consciousness expansion, evolution. And, you know, what's becoming more and more apparent to me, the more I run these workshops, is just how much that we are unaware of, which resides beneath the surface of our ordinary everyday consciousness. The example I gave in the workshop was a little bit like an iceberg, where we only see the top of the iceberg, but there is a huge amount underneath the water that we cannot see. And that is the part that we need to get to, if you like, if we want to be able to lead a more peaceful, more harmonious, happier, more centered, connected life. And through various healing modalities and techniques, we can unearth, if you like, aspects of self that are locked or trapped in old programming, old hurts, old patterns from the past, so that we can free them, so that we can liberate them, so that we can live this life of peace, love, and abundance that we so want and deserve. I became a licensed teacher back in 2010, and probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. Not only did it change my life, but it's changed the lives of hundreds of people that have come through my practice as a result of it. And coming off retreat this weekend has just reaffirmed and reinforced the power of self-healing and self-love. If you're listening to this, guys, you know who you are. It was an absolute pleasure to be in such beautiful sacred ceremony with you this weekend. I was having a little look at my show statistics the other day, and I noticed that the prosperity podcast seemed to get quite a few more listeners than the other ones. I'm not surprised, especially with the kind of living crisis, if you like, at the moment, the cost in living. More and more people now are looking for ways that they can enhance their prosperity and abundance, and are now turning to mindset, emotional healing, and new ways of doing and thinking in order to attract abundance on every level to us. And as I was working through deciding what I was going to cover today, it made me realize that actually more and more of us are wanting to manifest abundance and prosperity because the underlying emotion is actually not feeling safe. The underlying emotion is not trusting that the universe has our back. The underlying emotion is a feeling and a sense of insecurity. And speaking for myself now, I know that I needed to surround myself with a big house, loads of things, and I constantly needed to feed that aspect of me, because underneath it, there was a part of me that was just yearning for that sense of peace and trust and faith and security inside. So with that in mind, based on some of the philosophy of Louise Hay and some of the philosophy that I have collected over the years, I thought we would dedicate another show to prosperity today. Now, prosperity does come in many forms. It's not just being prosperous financially, it's being prosperous and abundant in love. It's being prosperous and abundant in health. It's being prosperous and abundant in relationships. So as we progress through this call today, through this show, I'd like you to bear that in mind, that we want to aim for prosperity of every kind. Now, last year when I went away on holiday, I love the way the universe talks to me through people. There was this wet water sports stand, if you like. So why I said wet water, but anyway, by the by, there was this water sports stand, and there was all sorts you could do. You could hire jet skis and canoes and paddle boards, etc., etc. And the family that ran this were just so lovely, so kind, so open. And at the end of the holiday, I went and said a special thank you to them, and I really wanted to send them some very powerful wishes for prosperity and abundance of every kind. And me and the lady, we held hands and we looked at each other, and I just said, thank you so much for such a beautiful week. Really appreciate all the extras that you gave me and my family. And I said, I wish you and your family so much abundance. I wish that you have enough abundance so that all your needs are met. And I wish that you have a constant flow of clients, and that the universe looks after you. And she said, no, stop. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was on a roll then. Thinking how lovely it was just giving so much prosperity. And she said, if I could wish for anything, she said, first, I wish for good health. And that really stopped me dead in my tracks, because so much of my life, because I had felt so insecure and so unstable from a financial perspective, I just chased the money. All my affirmations were surrounded around money. Yes, I wanted good health, and yes, I wanted great connections, but the forerunner of my thoughts was always about how to achieve and attain more prosperity, and everything else came secondary. Not that it was less important, but obviously it was more of an emotional charge for me, focusing on the prosperity. I'd be very interested to know if you relate to this, actually. So drop me a message, salarah@salarahstarre.com, contact me on Instagram and let me know whether, hell yeah, I totally relate to everything that you're saying. But that meeting with that beautiful lady on that stand that day, it made me stop and think that actually I'd had my priorities back to front the wrong way around and upside down. Because without health, without a balanced nervous system, without good mental health, not just mental health, physical health, emotional health, I was never ever going to vibrate on the right frequency to help me attract the abundance that I wanted to attract. I would always have to work a lot harder. Affirmations I'd have to force. Visualizations I'd need to try and make happen. My actions would then be aligned with fear, pushing and forcing outcomes. My nervous system would be shot because obviously it would be driven by fear. Cortisol, adrenaline, lactate would be flooding my system. Energetically, that would create such a contraction that there would be no way that the abundance of the universe could come to me and flow through me, because my physical body, my emotional body, my mental body, and my spirit were in survival mode. And I believe this to be a very, very important message for those of us on this prosperity journey, is to actually stop and think about what needs to be the forerunner here. One of my greatest teachers, he said once in one of his lectures, our energy is the currency that we bring to this world. And to me, that was such a profound statement. Because without my energy being in the right place, without my energy being expanded, without my thoughts being relaxed and open, I would never, ever align my energy to higher vibrational frequencies of the prosperity that I wanted to create and attract into my life. I needed a rethink, and I needed a big rethink. As a result on that, I started looking at how I could bring my mind, my body, and my spirit back into more harmonious balance. How I could start to take care of my mental health. How I could start to take more care of my physical health, relax my nervous system, or activate my parasympathetic nervous system, release my dopamine, my serotonin, my oxytocin. Those are the hormones that are in alignment with expanded field, expanded consciousness, and raising of vibration. Without that, we will always find it hard work. We may get some good results, some good opportunities, but it will never feel consistent. It would always feel like a battle of survival of the fittest, where we have little periods of good fortune or good flow. And the rest feels like we're just constantly chasing something that we can never quite get consistent grips on. So I wanted to bring that forward as a school of thought for you today. Is your prosperity manifestation coming from a similar or same place to me? I work with people who are really abundant and are surrounded by amazing and beautiful and wonderful things materially and go on beautiful holidays, yet still feel like they don't have enough. And I'm curious as to whether, unless we deal with that lack of safety, which is underpinning the vibration of our being when it comes to prosperity, unless we work with that and heal that deep-rooted fear driver, will we ever feel like there is enough? Or will we constantly drive ourselves to deeper stresses and deeper strains and deeper ingraining patterns and creating unintentional self-fulfilling prophecies as a result of it? I'm curious, if we were to heal that wound, completely trust and surrender, how much more would flow to us as a result, and how much more aligned the stuff that flows to us will be as a result, and how much more effortless our practice will be as a result, and how much more present with our friends and with our family we will be as a result, and how much better in health, mental, emotional, physical, we will be as a result. So is this about how can I create more prosperity? What affirmations, what visualizations can you provide for me, Salarah, from a law of attraction perspective? Or is it about looking at what is really going on underneath the bonnet of our engine, in our law of attraction engine? Or could it be that we could create a balance of the two? I'm feeling, yes, we could create a balance of the two. How lovely is it to visualize yourself prosperous, living in a beautiful house that you love and you feel at home in and you feel at peace in, surrounded by beautiful things that lift your spirit and make you feel joyful, a fruit bowl overflowing, a fridge full of good, healthy food. How beautiful is it to have the balance to be able to visualize going on lovely holidays and experiencing this gorgeous earth, the beautiful blue skies, the seas, the snow-capped mountains, the beautiful deserts. How beautiful is it to be able to experience all of that? Yes, it is our birthright, absolutely. But I wonder if we're looking in the wrong places. I wonder if we've been chasing the money and chasing security and chasing prosperity so hard that we just keep pushing it away each time more and more. And what if we were simultaneously to go on a deeper healing journey, to uproot the weeds in the core of our being, which are consuming the beauty that wants to flow through the inner garden of our heart and mind? What if we were to go and do some deep rooting, unearth some of that energy, uproot some of that energy? Not only would our affirmations and visualizations be a whole lot easier, but we'll be able to connect to the energy, the vibrancy, the color, and the frequency of these higher vibrational desires, and find it much easier then to align with them. Thought-provoking, huh? And what if all those things that we want, the car, the clothes, the home, which, by the way, I love all of that, especially being an earth sign, but I've had to do a lot of work with energetic correction, if you like, on it. What if we only want the new car, the new house, the car, for the feeling that it gives us, the feeling of success, the feeling of safety, the feeling of worthiness, the feeling of deservedness? What if that was our real driver? And when we get these things, we wonder why it's a thirst we can't quench, and we need more and more and more to keep giving us that dopamine hit, to keep helping us to feel worthy, to feel happy, to feel safe. What if we were able to get those feelings anyway? What if we were able to cultivate that feeling of worthiness, success, security from deep within? Would we still want those things? Now, the answer could be a resounding yes, but we won't have a need for them. It won't be a need to prove. It won't be a need to be seen, to validate. It'll be an earthly enjoyment, which is not our God, and we will enjoy the fruits of every beautiful earthly offering on a mind, body, and spirit level. So I'm not here saying that it's not okay to enjoy your manifestation practice. I love it. In fact, after this, I'm probably going to go and put on a prosperity song. I absolutely love that. But I know that unless I do the deeper work, I'm going to have to work really hard to manifest all the things I want to create and experience in my life. So my lovely friends, once you've decided to do that deeper dive, like these beautiful participants did this weekend, I run various shadow workshops throughout the year. It's not something that I openly advertise on my website, just because I like to make sure that a person's in the right place for it. So you can contact me directly if you'd like to put your name down and reserve a spot for later on next year. When we have that balance of the two, we are then going to take more aligned action. It's not going to be fear-based action. It's going to be aligned action, because we believe that we are deserving. We believe that we deserve to prosper. And it's not something that we have to tell ourselves every day. It's just a thing that is. It's not like I am deserving of all good. I do believe in fairies. I do believe I am, like trying to convince ourselves, which is a good starting point, right? And it's a great preliminary exercise until we actually become that of which we seek, rather than having to convince ourselves that we are that of which we seek. But then we'll notice that abundance will just fall in our laps. We won't need to do anything. It's just easy. It's effortless. And then we're more in a consciousness to be able to help others. It's not holding on to everything for self-gain. It's receiving abundance of every kind so that we can live an amazing, uplifting, happy, fulfilling, safe, secure life, and helping others to do the same. So what I'd like is a little practical exercise, is just to be really aware of where you might be rejecting prosperity right now. Many of us do it, especially women. Oh, let me give you a hand with that. Oh, no, I've got it. Oh, what's your address? I wouldn't mind just sending. Oh, no, don't you send me anything. Why don't you come over? I'll make you dinner. No. I'll pick up a takeaway on the way. You need to relax too. Oh, I bought you this little present when I was away. Oh, you shouldn't have. The universe is constantly bringing us ways to be prosperous, to receive prosperity, abundance, love, connection. And my darling, it's okay for you now to be open and receptive to it. Where are you rejecting the abundance and the prosperity of the universe? The one that you're working so hard to receive, yet when it comes, you close the door. Where can you start saying, oh, yes, please, thank you. That will be lovely. I really appreciate that. Where can you start saying yes when your friend invites you to lunch or dinner? You don't have to feel like you're trading. Oh, okay, well, if you do that, I'll do this for you then. If you get a gift, accept it gracefully. The universe wants to bring in, this is part of your healing. This is part of that deeper work. There's deeper work, but this is part of the surface scratching work that can help you to go deeper, to keep the flow of things moving in your life, moving through you, coming to you, coming through you. And just smile and say, thank you. And know that this is the universe bringing you abundance of every single kind. Anyway, my lovelies, there is just another little take on prosperity for you. Like I say, please message me, Instagram, Facebook, let me know your thoughts. Had you heard of this before? Is this a reframe for you? I will be back with you the same time next week, sharing more of my thoughts on abundance, prosperity, law of attraction, and so much more. In the meantime, I ask that you share the show far and wide. Let's spread the word and sending you an abundance of love. Take care for now, and I will see you. Well, you'll hear me next week. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening. Salarah Starre will be back next week with great insights into the law of attraction. In the meantime, please visit salarahstarre.com.